All right, we're finally ready. One card on the bottom for Alec. Ready to go.
I'll take 2 damage to play 2 levels on him.
Yeah. Format's healthy. Go ahead.
All right, an interesting first turn of Mox Diamond discarding Dark Depths, play Thespian Stage, play Grafdigger's Cage. Legacy 2025. Wasteland comes in. Now, these decks like lands with Urza's Saga. Grafdigger's Cage fits in kind of nicely. You don't have to run 4 copies, right? You could tutor for it if needed. Stops a bunch of different decks in the meta. All right, a Wasteland. Chain Reaction. And then a Loam can return all 3 lands from the yard. Pretty good.
Response.
Seeing a lot of what the lands deck is capable of early in this game.
So that's you do the red card first.
Yep.
Here's a Ponder for James. I don't know if the players sat down knowing what the other was playing. I just don't know. I don't know if these players ever met each other before. I don't think so. Maybe. Not clear at this point for Alec, if so, what James is playing. But we know, thanks to the overlay. The Grafdigger's Cage unlikely to do a whole lot. Okay, Alec is in the chat saying I had no idea what I was up against. Pew Pew has arrived, says I'm tired of oops all lands. A lot of discussion over the past, well, really not just the past day, but over the past couple of months probably, about graveyard decks in the format. Grafdigger's Cage, Soul Guy Lantern, cards like that are making the cut in main decks in these saga decks like lands. To combat top decks in the format being reliant on the graveyard.
The untapped or whatever. It doesn't make a difference. I'm casting on the instant.
Okay, replays Thespian Stage. Force of Phil, thank you for the resale with Prime, 51 months. What's up, Force of Phil?
Last turn, this gets me out.
Saw Force of Phil yesterday.
And that's what happens, it's just gone.
There you go.
Dredge? Sure, just remains in exile.
All right, Dredging Loam this time. Another Loam put into the graveyard. No lands, though. At least not off the mill for Dredge.
Take 2 damage to cast this.
This far into this game, what do you think you're up against if you're in Alec's seat? It's an Echoing Deeps. It's copying Dark Depths.
Yeah. I will attack and exile.
Go ahead. End of turn. I will finish and dress down.
Yep.
All right, Dress Down gives us some idea of what we're doing. Dress Down will last until the end of James's turn.
Attempt to make a Maryland.
I've never played that game.
Okay, going for a Marit Lage right now. It looks like on upkeep, I believe.
Got it.
Glanced away for a second, but I think so. Echoing Deep's a card, one of the caves from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Really cool card, kind of overlooked. A favorite of mine from sets in recent years. Really neat addition to Legacy. It's subtle, but it's there. You gotta respect it.
For the record.
But I was beginning to say the discussion recently about graveyard decks in the format. That's a Ponder. Decks are running main deck graveyard hate cards like Grafdigger's Cage to combat that. A lot of worries about the format's health right now. The discussion, argument sometimes about this topic gets heated at moments. But seeing a room full of players last night, jamming, having a good time was the relief I needed.
Do we have any?
Sometimes it's easy to just like doom scroll or like read threads on social media and think like everything sucks, everybody's mad. Didn't feel that way. Phyrexian Dreadnought has been deployed. This card is neat. It's an old card, an old favorite for many. Still relevant in Legacy. Card you better be watching out for if you're going to go play some competitive. Confection, thank you for the resub with Prime, 8 months. Thanks for the setup, Insight Chris. The Dual Commander channel will be up in the next 2.5 weeks. All right, we got a Dual Commander channel coming. Keep an eye on our Discord. We have a bunch of people launching channels of various kinds. Not like literally in the Discord, but they're launching channels and they post them, post some stuff in the Discord. So if you're not in our Discord community, check it out. Some new new plants to be watered, I guess.
Yeah, that is it's good.
Okay, Swords to Plowshares is happening here. Marit Lage eliminated this time.
So you buy 4 the first round and 5 the second round?
So that's a Wasteland. The Dreadnought's going to take big chunks out of this 40 life total, obviously. That's Malevolent Rumble. Another card, much like Echoing Deeps. In my opinion, just the right amount of impact on Legacy. Fun gameplay. Interesting gameplay.
Both ones are in your
Like one of the
just
better
so the other
cards
ones
instead.
are
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
We're sneaking Eldrazi into lands decks now.
Pitching days.
Force pitching days on the Rumble. All right, respecting the Rumble. Write that down, everybody. All right, a Wasteland on the Tundra. Tundra down. Alec with no lands in play despite being the lands deck, which is mildly interesting. Wasteland for James, not bad. Could disrupt an attempt at Marit Lage or Maze of Ith or something like that.
Yeah, do even more damage. No. Yeah, I took out 2 of the...
Seems like a Murktide might be coming here.
It's the first time I've done it.
Or an Oculus?
The other games
Oh, Abhorrent Oculus. Oh, I should have known it was going to be that. Another card. I feel like I'm praising all the cards so far in today's stream. Abhorrent Oculus, another favorite of mine. Another card that is playable in Legacy. Okay. Is it Tier 1? Okay. It's playable in Legacy, and gameplay is great. I love the card.
Yeah, that's like the first time I've really brought it. Yeah. So, it's so good. Yeah. I think one of the things that you put in is different works.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm glad Alec pointed it out. The interaction between Oculus and Cage is missed here. There should not be a creature coming in with Manifest Dread. It would just be stopped.
Early, first or second turn. Probably second turn most times, but still.
So it's a little goofy, but like, okay. Let me just bring up on my screen the text for the Manifest Dread ability so I can tell everybody what it does. Like in order. To Manifest Dread, look at the top 2 cards of your library, manifest one, and put the other into your graveyard. So what you would do, if this resolves correctly, is look at the top 2 cards of your library and put one in your graveyard.
So you
have 3 cards, right?
Kind of a goofy interaction. I don't blame the players for overlooking it here. It's probably the kind of thing that occasionally someone online will be scratching their head like, why didn't I get to manifest a creature and then realize, oh, the Cage, that's right. So a little bit of a weird interaction missed here, not a big deal. It could matter a lot in this game, though, and be a big deal in that way.
Move to combat. 19.
Swinging for 19. It's gonna hurt.
Do my math. I'm just gonna follow this. Those 3 cards.
Do they not do these modern on Thursdays? Yeah.
I'm gonna nuke the stage.
No, I used to go like
And then test it.
year.
Yeah, I like going after the stage there.
It's really fire. Someone was telling me earlier that it's firing like every weekend. So, I mean, modern.
All right, another Manifest Dread happening.
Format, pretty much the most popular format. Sure. They got 20-something people every week. You know, they're not to see it written. No, I know. I'm kind of surprised. You don't play old school, do you? They're doing like a old school tournament. Long Island City next month. Nice.
Okay, game 1 goes to Stiflenaught. The resolving incorrectly, I guess, of the Manifest Dread is unfortunate, but it's the way it goes. Okay, sounds like both players kept 7. Ready to go.
I'll love it. Sure. Expedition. That's fine.
Okay, Yavimaya Expedition map. Very nice.
Tequil's Archive. Yep.
Turn 1 Surveil land for James, the Meticulous Archive. To give you an idea of how crazy things have been in Magic lately, I was given a pity pack last night for going 2-2 at the LGS. I was laughing because they're a friend of mine. The person that works behind the counter hands me a Karlov Manor pack, and then they're like, everything else is sold out. I'm like, what am I going to do with this Karlov Manor pack? And I cracked it, hoping to get a Surveillance. Magic is crazy right now, folks. Final Fantasy, good luck finding a pack, I guess. A little bit of a reminder of the times we're living in. You know, like, if you only exist in the Legacy bubble, the sky is falling, Magic is ruined, but like outside of that, sold out latest Magic set, more players joining than ever. The ban announcement was a big hit. It's just funny to me, like the kind of contrast in the mood. When you step outside the Legacy community, it's just like a different world.
I don't want to get into this.
There were players at the shop last night playing casual Commander. They were just like laughing, having fun. Catching up, like, oh yeah, I remember when I saw you at the beach, or they were having such a nice time. And we're over here like, thanks a lot, Wizards. Thanks for ruining everything.
And the turn.
That's a Mazavith. Doorkeeper Thrall. Another cool card from Caller of Manor. Speak of the devil. Is it a double? It's a Thrall. Duh. Come on, a Thrall is like a devil. Come on.
All
right, Phyrexian Dreadnought. We have a Mazavith on the other side for now.
The whole point of this place is to cover the drink.
All right, here's a Ponder. Lord says, a wise man once said, but what about the play patterns and the Mika spawn? You know what? You're asking the right questions. I do think a lot about, though, we had these players at the LGS last night that I was mentioning were playing Commander. Those people come from that world, become curious about Legacy. Oh, Legacy, yeah, I remember all these cards from back in the day, Force of Will, Brainstorm, whatever. Let's check that out. And they step into our world, and they're like, these people are crazy. These people are so upset. I'm getting the hell out of here. These are things I think about a lot.
Boseiju.
Boseiju, who endures. Gonna blow up this Dreadnought.
A
Basic land type.
basic land type. Untap.
I guess I have to sack it to kill it. I don't think I really have a choice, to be honest.
Match two.
Yeah, 1 mana 12/12. What were they thinking?
I think I gotta have a kill that thing. No, absolutely.
Lord, I'm with you. Who the heck tested the channel mechanic? What a mistake. There's the Tabernacle.
Tabby. Tabby. The same.
Draw.
Alec rocking a 90s MTG tank top, available in our merch shops. Very stylish.
Went to.
So Tabernacle on the board. Can tap for mana, and here's the choke. It's gonna get forced. Pitching dress down. I'm a choke fan. Folks, have you slammed choke against some blue deck? Have you experienced this?
Oh, sorry.
Ale, thank you for the resub. 9 months. Opinions on no changes in the BNR. You know what? I think we're going to be okay. It's been like a little over 24 hours, and I'm already like exhausted from thinking about it. No changes to the discussion, am I right? Death from Above says, would a land with no tap abilities that says ETB draw card be broken? No tap abilities, ETB draw card. Probably, but yeah, probably.
Attack for one.
I'll take one.
I'm getting there.
Put these two back on top. Okay.
Treasonous ogre.
Okay, another Dreadnought. It's in.
That's 4.
Tabernacle hasn't made a lot of difference in this game so far, as you can tell. Crop rotation.
It's good.
Yeah.
Ale saying, seeing as Eternal Weekend is close to the next BNR, probably no changes until January. You know, I really don't want to like open up a can of worms here, but like I've seen a lot of people saying like, oh, I guess this is the format until 2026. There could be high impact cards in any of the upcoming sets. I mean, let's not like super write it off already. Emo NYC, thank you for the sub with Prime. 4 months. Appreciate it.
Wasteland? Sure.
Wasteland on the archive. Archive down.
Okay. Pass
Yeah,
to
no suspend.
Sure, Tavern.
It's in game because I'm casting paying like 0 energy. So it's like casting. It's
I
like
have to be paid.
opposite of being mana cost.
All right, after the cost is paid for Tabernacle, Dreadnought is blown up by Boseiju. James is going to look for a land with a basic land type and place it onto the battlefield.
Yeah.
2 cards in hand now?
Yeah.
Draw for turn.
And I think this is.
To be honest,
I do not have 3 Simian Spirit Guides, so I guess I won't be playing it.
it's all you.
All right, things are kind of stalled right now by this Maze of Ith. Doorkeeper Thrall doesn't do a whole lot of damage even without it. Things are going well for Alex so far in this game, I guess I would say. Loam. Double Beseiju who endures. Ouch. Maybe Saga?
I actually have a token.
Oh, just a basic forest, okay.
Yeah, somewhere. So, I will.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of the discussion since this recent ban announcement has, like, shined some light on some of the differences between legacy players and their experiences engaging with the format. You know, you have, like, the online-only player, you have the paper-only player, you have whatever. Competitive player, casual player, I only play jank, I play the best deck. These people all have different experiences, and many of those experiences are valid. People arguing about what should be, what shouldn't be, I'm an expert, you're not, whatever, okay. People asking what I think, I guess I've just kind of resigned to, I don't freaking know. Someone else figure it out. Like, you know, some people get paid to, like, work at Wizards and, like, design the game and manage the formats, whatever. Like, for me, it's like, let them figure it out. I'm busy. Like, I don't need it. Just an anecdote, if I may. I was taking the subway home yesterday with a legacy friend of mine, and they were talking about how they, prior to moving to NYC, they were living in a small town, small city, in another country. There was no LGSs around. Never mind legacy, at least not anywhere nearby. And they thought about getting an MTGO account, but just never did. And we were kind of laughing about it, and please don't be offended. I know many of you love MTGO. But not playing at all was a better option than downloading MTGO for this person, and it's the same for me. And then some people, you know, they like sitting in front of the computer every evening with a glass of wine, jamming for a few hours on MTGO. We all have, like, different preferences and, like, different ways to engage with the game. And the culture between those two players is, like, kind of different. And we're not going to be on the same page.
You have a treasure token. I do have the treasure. That's pretty much the reason I have it.
So I feel silly in a way, like I'm going to come out here and like present myself as an expert on all what the legacy format should be, and I don't even play on MTGO, so I don't know. I don't freaking know.
Is there a
It's brutal. Everything's less than.
Some malevolent rumble resolving right now. There's an Oculus on the other side of the board.
Yeah, Pyroglyph is awesome. Yeah, definitely. Lately it's interesting. I'm like, yeah, I mean, you've flown there a couple times with yeah, the fact that you exile and you can play it means you can start going through your deck. It's a good part when the deck works, it's pretty decent. It's just craps out.
All right, the Tundra will die here. Ah, crap. What is the flute naming? I missed that with my little story.
I know the feeling.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see any of your Hydroblasts. Like, where'd they go?
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, I thought the concern would be pretty good against, like, the mirrors, Mind Chalice, on one kind of thing.
The sign's interesting. Yeah. I wasn't expecting to see it. I could see the...
Thank you, Alec. Flute is on swords.
There's stuff you can hit. I have artifacts you can hit.
Yeah.
I have triggers and triggers. There's stuff you can do.
So where's the Sagas on 2?
Definitely Hydro. Yeah, no,
Which one?
I also replaced one of my mountains.
Which response? Yeah.
Nice. It looks interesting. Like, you know what?
Because I don't know
You
what I'm
never
aiming
know.
at.
Right.
You can sacrifice them to broadside bombardier. They have haste. They can hit someone. I mean, there's stuff you can do. It's not like mind-blowing. Like,
Activate past the stage.
it gives you options. And that's never a bad thing.
Crazy Ride. Trigger.
Yep. Maryland.
Putting the results.
I will name.
Playing in the event in a couple weeks.
Okay, I wanted to hear what was named by the needle. It's Maze. So the flute is on Swords to Plowshares. The pithing needle is on Maze of Ith. And a Marit Lage was made in response to the needle, in case anybody missed that.
Oh, the one in X West.
Yeah.
So what is exactly the idea? I mean, it's just legacy, or there's a like restriction up to something, which is regular legacy.
Yes, legacy.
You can go. I'll keep
And stuff.
I don't think I usually do legacy attorneys. No. I've done it here.
End step. End step of Beseju on the needle.
Split with someone. For some reason, when we went to top 8, this guy didn't want to split. So then it was me and him, we were the final 2, and then he decided to split. So I was like, okay. Yeah. It was really weird. I was like,
Thank you. I forgot to update the score. Sorry about that, everybody. It is 1-0 for James. James won game 1.
It's pretty cool to play like when there's like, you know, it's not crazy on stage, but there's just a bit of stage. So. But you're more like an old school.
Okay, Manifest Dread dumps a Daze into the graveyard. No Cage on the battlefield right now, so we resolved that correctly. Marit Lage is available. Maze of Ith is unlocked.
lures. Yeah, like it's like you look at the top 8, it's like 6 lure sticks or something. And these morons at Watson are like, well, we don't know what people looking at. Yeah. Like if something beats a blue deck, they're just banned it immediately. But then if it's like lures, it's like.
There's a Beseju on Needle. Oh, why? Well, chance to attack and then untap Marit Lage potentially.
One floating from the side.
Yep, this is actually pretty useful.
Oh yeah,
It comes in pretty handy.
really good against lines-based strategies. Bouncing their invasion stuff.
Yeah, I brought it in against one guy who just never showed.
Yeah, good bounce tokens with it too.
It comes in useful.
Yeah, bounce up.
I think I played another.
Ordawara bouncing the abhorrent Oculus. The channel mechanic, everybody.
Counters on it, the +1/+1. That's pretty cool. It does 2 in 3 game.
All right, moving on to game 3. Good match so far. Yeah, there were kind of infinite Besejus, I guess.
Oh yeah, I missed the line drop. Yeah, you should have multi-color. I mean, double herring.
No, I was just like, I can see that. I can see.
So now Janes will be on the play. Darth pointing out fun isn't allowed here. That's true. That's true. This is a serious tournament. When I was a kid, I was a big Hypnotic Spectre gamer. I had Dark Rituals and Hypnotic Spectres in my deck. My main deck that I used to play. Exploration hits the stack. Hits the stack.
I did say this was going to
You
happen.
did. You called
Yeah.
it.
I talked to this into
Depends what you're
existence.
holding in your hand.
Dark Depths. All right.
Your hand, especially if there's no way of beating Galia at some point.
Royal Assassin, hell yeah.
Cantrips in your hand, or you're
Could
gonna
not
get stuck
speak
on
more
mana and
highly
never
of
be
that.
able to cast anything. Then maybe no longer because it's the best choice.
Yeah.
I don't remember even how that game really played out, but I do remember thinking that yeah, you should have went after the fire.
Expiration and Dark Depths on the board are kind of scary. We could see a quick Marit Lage and a quick win here for Alec, potentially. No guarantee of, obviously, James's deck runs Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah, but it's actually like
Is that Malevolent Rumble again? Pretty good hit. Loam ×2 and a Wasteland.
What cards are important?
Chat asking the right questions. What do we prefer? 2 dice on 5 or 1 on 6, 1 on 4 on the depths? I think Richard Garfield would want you to put a 6 and a 4.
That's right. I did that tonight. Sam made a prototype. Had birth card as text a prototype. Just like and I give it attention. And then play another ball.
Okay, the worst is when they have 2 5s like we see right now, and then they remove a counter and it's a 5 and a 4. I'm like, what is happening? The worst thing ever.
Something for it.
Top down, top.
No, I'm checking to see. I don't want to pull my last basic, maybe. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we'll go with the basic. Spoiler alert, I got more.
I imagine.
Just wanted to make sure. Dress down?
Just sounds good.
Drop it.
Dress down is good. It has resolved. Pokimoki has arrived. Chris, tell me about your open. 90s MTG Legacy Open, July 13th, here in New York City. It's going to be fun. I'll see you there. What else is there to say? Tickets are on sale.
Depths.
It is taking place at Hex & Co. in Manhattan.
Evoke Null Drifter. Trigger.
Null Drifter. With Dress Down on the board, a neat little combo. You get a 4/4 Annihilator creature that you evoke but don't have to sacrifice. You still get to draw the cards. Besiege you on Dress Down in response. Ouch. Well, so much for that. Still going to get to draw some cards, though, and ramp a little bit. Third land on Alex's side, we have Dark Depths, Yavimaya, and Ghost Quarter is the other one, in case anybody missed that. Stifle on the Beseiju. Let's go. Rather the Null Drifter, the Null Drifter. I got excited, I said the wrong thing, but it's a Stifle on the Evoke thing. So Life from the Loam gets dredged, an Echoing Deep stumps into the graveyard.
Like Chris, I thought you had a stage this week. You haven't had one yet.
No, no stage.
Wow, I thought you had one.
Yeah, the Annihilator ability is pretty good here. Having to sack a permanent every turn, it's pretty annoying.
Custom, targeting Beseiju,
All three.
Deeps, and Cradle.
Yep.
All right, Echoing Deeps, Beseiju, and another copy of Yavimaya return to hand. Plays Wasteland.
And drop 2, no effect.
It's not just.
It's just a
colorless.
but y'all might extreme.
Got it.
Go ahead.
All right, Echoing Deeps just played as itself. Nothing too crazy. Passing it back to James now, who has this Null Drifter on the board. Wasteland, okay.
Beast 5 non-base.
I don't think Alec is too worried about that wasteland, but could end up mattering if we have to sack some permanents, start to run low on lands as this game moves on. I don't know if we're going to get that far, but that's a possibility. So Annihilator trigger, sacrifice the Eldrazi. That makes a lot of sense.
Any blocks?
Nope.
And rush down?
Doorkeeper throw?
Doorkeeper throw?
Oh. Doorkeeper Thrall. I was just confused too. Okay, Doorkeeper Thrall is on the stack. It resolves, and then a Phyrexian Dreadnought to follow up. Pretty good.
And I know
We know Alec has that Boseiju. Well, James knows it too.
it's probably good against what I'm doing.
Oh, actually, the first one is always forget. No cheese.
James trying to figure this out. There's a Dark Depths on the board, which is potentially a big problem, as most of you know.
I will pass to you.
And you're in stock?
Yep.
Wasteland or wasteland?
Getting funky. Wasteland your wasteland. Do something about it, I dare you.
Your
What do we target here? I'm trying to think. Like, what would be ideal? We know there's a backup Yavimaya in hand. Do you just hit Dark Depths here? I mean, obviously, Alec has Exploration and Loam.
It has nothing to do with TNT's card type. Yeah, also creature.
I will.
Yeah, there's another Yavimaya in hand. And I think if you have a Surgical here, you're just going to Surgical Loam, right?
I'll respond.
Also, you want that.
By Boseiju.
I'm going to 2 green.
Okay.
Upkeep.
Okay, so Yavimaya was the target. Crop rotation in response to sack it, countering the Wasteland ability. Force on the crop rotation now. Pitching a dress down.
Okay, that was all. So, top.
You can go.
I will dredge.
Yep.
All right, Dredge dumped a bunch of non-lands, including a Force of Vigor. Null Drifter's not an artifact, in case anybody missed that.
Boom. Target. Wasteland and Yavimaya.
I'm gonna draw for that first.
Just Wasteland Yavimaya.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right.
Right, Wasteland and Yavimaya returned by the life from the Loam.
Played 1 land this turn, so land 2, I will control.
Okay, Wasteland on the Tundra. Obviously, right now, James has a lot of power on the board, and yeah, the Wasteland there is a little iffy because of the Annihilator. I'm gonna Boseiju the Dreadnought though.
Land.
There was a risk that I was gonna get stifled and the game ends.
Untapped, right?
Echoing Deeps gets sacrificed to the Annihilator. This game is going pretty well for James, I think.
Play a land. And then I will, for the 3rd game in a row, cast the Oculus.
Yep.
Now an Oculus, so there's going to be a lot of power on the board. With Alec at 11, Tabernacle wouldn't do a whole lot right now. It's not looking good.
Stage. And stage. Turning stage. Boseiju.
Okay, the Loam is getting cast here, returning Boseiju, returning Sage. Merit Lage could matter here. I mean, obviously it matters, but matter a lot.
Yep. Yeah, on stage. End of turn.
The manifest reveals itself. It's a Phyrexian Dreadnought. Yikes. There is still that Beseju, but also making a Merit Lage would not be an option.
I do it. But I was like, I'm gonna think that I have it. Yeah. So
Yeah, on the last attack, there was a cave sacrifice, the Echoing Deeps.
deal every time. So I would actually have like 3
Combat?
bundles for to do whatever.
All right, Jane's being very careful here. We know there's a 20/20 that could crack back. Only at 18 life. But Alec is at 11. Obviously, the Dreadnought is 12/12 Trampler, but we know about Beseju. But Alec won't be able to Beseju and make a Merit Lage right now.
Or you could Swords Age and gain 20 life.
For sure. So, but
Don't really want to lose any of these creatures in combat. They're all pretty valuable.
do Annihilation 6, like the fur combat, isn't it? Yeah, but
All right, sacrificing Ghost Quarter to the Annihilator. Gonna make a Merit Lage now. Yeah, James is going down. James is forcing Alec to go down to basically 0 permanents here. Just a Yavimaya and an Exploration and a Merit Lage. And potentially moving to a very low life total. Gonna block Dreadnought, which is great to get rid of, but now how are we gonna remove all these other creatures at 1 life?
You can go. I'll keep.
was that one?
But now, okay, Manifest Dread just happened, but now Merit Lage could potentially swing for lethal, right? I guess we're thinking about Swords to Plowshares now? If we're Alec?
Just for. Oh, it's indestructible? Oh.
At 1 life? If the Manifest is a blocker, could be another Thrall or an Old Drifter or an Oculus. Could be a Windrake.
Best card in your deck is
Yeah, if there is a Swords, could Swords your own creature to get above 21?
Dress down?
Dress down. That's one we didn't consider, chat. Now the Manifest could potentially block a grounded Merit Lage.
Move to blocks.
But the Beseju can... yeah, all right, there's a lot going on here. Beseju on the dress down now. That makes sense. Did Alec just win this game?
Science? Yeah, the Force of Negation, this which was...
If James has a Swords on their own creature, they probably win this game. That's true. Alec is tapped out. This is tight. I agree with Ramalito.
All right. And I have 1 festival. Okay, this comes in with this on the stack.
Okay, with the Surveil on the stack, we're going to fetch, find a basic island.
Thank you. It was a good game.
We got on the edges of our seats.
Alright, Surveil trigger. Is that what I want? I don't think it is.
Okay, Ponder gets dumped into the trash.
I will sort 21.
Well, Swords on Merit Lage putting Alec up to 21. Or I think it was supposed to be 21, right?
Turn. Ponder?
Yep.
I mean, James's team is going to take big chunks out of this life total. And the Annihilator is still very relevant. I think the advantage bar is still over on James's side. But maybe the line of swordsing their own creature was missed. Or we know, James knows something we don't. All right. Attacking here after an evoked Null Drifter. Okay, just dropping Alec to 10.
Petty Theft or Exploration?
Petty Theft on Expiration. Brazen Borrower goes to the trash accidentally here. That was tempo. That was. Manifest Dread puts a consign to memory into the graveyard. Makes another manifest. Dredging Loam. Or Casting Loam.
4, 9, 10, 18 right now.
This looks like it's over, right?
All right, good games, man. That was awesome.
That is the match. Oh, that was turn 3 of extra turns. I didn't even notice. GG's. Well played. Good match.